What's up, everybody? It's nice to see you back again. I am Estics, and I'm here to talk about the bans and the list of things that have happened in the past few weeks. Now, the one thing that I want to mention, these 4 banned cards: Gold Lotus, Mana Crypt, Nadu, and the Monkey. Damn, they banned the Monkey. You know, honestly though, these are very high power level cards. They were very expensive cards. And when they were reprinted badly. That means that they were reprinted with different kind of collectible spots. They're really expensive. That means that a lot of you did not have these cards. Let's be honest. And let's say that a bunch of you had a lot of them. That means that you might have been scalping. That's not good for the game. So I just want to open up by saying that first. Now, let me talk about how it affected me personally. Now, the reason it did not affect me personally, and the reason I'm off script, not talking off of a script, I'm just speaking, is because they didn't affect me at first. And the reason for this is because I didn't have any of these cards. I did not care that these bans happened. I'm going to be honest. And then I watched a video of another small YouTuber that I follow, also in the Magic community. And I realized that they were upset, obviously, over their loss in profit of these cards. Now, I know that these cards cost a lot of money. They were really hard to get, and, you know, they wanted to have them in every single deck ever. However, he was talking about how he had just sold somebody 3 copies of Jeweled Lotus, and that he was mad about that person losing their investment and him losing a potential future customer because of this. Now, I think that's really like up in the air because maybe, yeah, he does have a lot of Jeweled Lotuses because maybe he runs an online shop. However, I think this guy was a scalper, and I don't think that's cool. I think that if you scalp Magic the Gathering cards, you're a bigger loser than the people who play competitive Magic. That's me. So let's get all that aside. Now, something happens where a card that is unfortunately kind of like a lower price point gets banned. That would affect me because I am a budget builder. I love building budget. I think that everyone should build budget. It's way fun. It's way more fun to build budget than it is to have a deck that does the same thing as the last deck you just built did. Obviously, you could use Jeweled Lotus, or you could use Cultivate if you have a green deck. Jeweled Lotus fits in every deck, right? Well, just think about what options are in your color options. Something that I am kind of akin to is that I like to not only look at my own opinions first and how I'm feeling, because sometimes I don't take into consideration other people's standpoints. And for that reason, I try to see everyone's standpoint before I make a decision for myself on how I feel. Getting like more information before I release something, which is very important, I think. I don't want to ever release misinformation. My pod. I love these guys. They have all kinds of crap that I've never seen before and all kinds of crap I have seen before. But I always have fun when I go there. And it's never because someone plays a Jeweled Lotus. It is never because someone plays a Monkey. You know, if you do have something like that, you should be able to play it. I agree. But in the same consideration is that not everyone has these cards. Not everyone cares to play these cards. And I've never lost to a Jeweled Lotus in a tournament. And I've been to a few. I've never lost to a Jeweled Lotus. I've never lost to a Mana Crypt. And I've never lost to a Nadu. And the reason I haven't lost to a Nadu is actually because of a vanilla card. I beat a guy in a tournament with this freaking stupid vanilla commander. Stupid's kind of a far reach of a word, but it's what countered Nadu. It's what countered Nadu. And I think that is something to take into consideration, that there are things out there to stop this stuff. So I went to the Wizard Council themselves, my pod. And the reason I went to them is to get some more information on how they felt. And they had the same feelings I did. I don't play Jeweled Lotus. I don't play the Monkey. I don't play Nadu. I don't do any of that. None of us do any of that. And even when I go to tournaments, I don't do any of that. I don't see any of that. Usually people like this get knocked out in the first round because they have low understanding of the game. That's how a lot of people win tournaments, is usually having a deck that no one understands how to play against, instead of having the same thing getting played against them all the time. And a big thing is, it's a card game. You want to also have fun while doing this. It's not fun to spend $300 on 3 commander decks. It's stupid. I am a hypocrite. I have a bunch of red cards over there that cost a lot of money. Red cards. I want to specifically say they're red. That means that they shouldn't cost a lot of money. But I have them, and you know what? That's okay. And if these cards get banned, I'm going to be upset, but my pod is still going to let me play them. Because my pod is cool. We play off of Rule 0. Something really important that happened was also that the rules committee for Commander was handed over to Wizards of the Coast because of all the outrage from fans. Super unfortunate. I hate that happened. And the reason for this is because they have already built a bracket system of power level, which means that they can print higher power cards in sets later on so that they can make more money from higher price cards, and if they start to drop in price, they can then print a new card, put it at the highest tier, spike the price, and it's no big deal. Now, I think that that's kind of bullcrap. We shouldn't have had anybody run over the rules. That was part of Magic, and I have full respect for these guys, full respect for the game designer of Magic, but the problem comes from the people up top, the brain of the operation, and the brain of our operation failed to operate, and that is why the Commander Committee handed over the rules, because we failed as a community. Now, I will still keep brewing these decks. I love brewing decks. I've never brewed something with Jeweled Lotus. I will never brew something with Jeweled Lotus. However, what I will do is push further for the game to not be boring, and I will push further for the game to keep being played at its fullest capacity. So if there's anything that we should do, is we should always act with maturity before we open our mouths. Now, here's the problem with Wizards. Wizards is a company that has made a lot of mistakes. Wizards has already sent the Pinkertons to someone's house for March of the Machines. God. Something else that Magic has done is use AI art. So that is kind of disgusting, because I believe that the artists at Magic are some of the most talented people on the planet. I mean, just look at it. It's illustrative art, and a lot of them have really cool, things like perspective that is taken to a whole new level, storytelling in the cards themselves. So you could see different cards have different values outside of being playable for the game itself. Something that I think that WOTC has not realized yet, though, is that this game is much bigger than them. So we had a format that was specifically ours. We can do that again. We shouldn't do it again right now because it looks like that we're not mature enough. However, someday in the future, I hope that there is a rules committee that is not only being harassed, was sent death threats and all kinds of stupid crap that shouldn't have ever happened. And I think that the deck that you choose to play should be something that you choose to stand behind, and not something that you choose to instead make the most powerful and tear your opponents down. If you disagree with me or you agree with me, let me know in the comments. And the reason I want to hear you, really hear you, is because I want to hear every single opinion that people have. I want to hear every perspective. I want to know at the core what the problem has become. Thank you guys for watching. Fine, I'll release the Jolly Balloon Man video and I'll stop stalling.